Hey, welcome back to your favourite podcast, The Vault of Cult, with me, Chris.
And Mark. Hey, alright, gang?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Bonjour.
We hope you're all doing well.
As usual, yeah. Thanks for coming back, listening to the show.
And we know many people, several people are coming back and back.
And we are your favourite podcast. That's just facts.
Facts.
Just facts.
Because we got our statistics. We got our
yearly statistical analysis.
We got us wrapped from Spotify.
From Spotify,
with special shout out to the particular people. We are the number one podcast for
thanks guys, thank you.
So if you are one of those people,
come and say hi.
Please say hello.
You know, you can leave us a little note on Spotify. You can get us on socials. We're on Instagram at The Vault of Cult. You know, we've even got an email address, thevaultofcult@gmail.com.
Yeah, please get in touch. It'd be so good. Just tell us about films.
Because like we used to say, we know you're listening.
Yeah, we know you're listening. Yeah, I know, you're very weird.
Like cup and a glass on a door.
Yeah.
What's my mum and dad saying?
Yeah. So, as we're coming to you, not live.
No.
But please write to us.
Yeah, get in touch, guys. You know, we do like a bit of interaction. And we've had it in the past, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But thanks for supporting the show, guys.
And we always appreciate it.
We do.
And we've got loads of great content for you coming.
Good stuff coming.
Yeah.
Always good stuff, though. That's why they come back. It's always
good stuff. That's why we're their favourite.
Talking about good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get into this episode. An absolute.
So yeah, this week we are doing Robocop.
The 1987 action sci-fi.
Yeah. So shall we get into it?
I think so.
Cool. Let's do it.
So, Mark, 1987's Robocop.
Yes. So, as you say, released in 1987, the 17th of July.
Yes.
1987.
Summer film. Bang.
It's a summer film. Yeah, big summer film. It is 102 minutes long.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. An hour and 40 minutes
into 40.
Yeah, perfectly happy with that.
And you know, I think
a nice restrained length.
Not restrained, but it uses every minute of that runtime.
Yeah, all right, the right length.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah. We're produced by Orion Pictures,
which were known for producing interesting films such as Platoon, Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and listen to that episode, guys. We've done that. Yeah. Terminator, Dances with Wolves, to name a few.
Dances with Wolves, hate that.
A really interesting production house.
Yeah.
In the 80s and 90s. They produced some very good films.
Yeah, very much so. So, shall I give it its numbers?
Please.
The attached to it. Because it's interesting. Very interesting. It had a budget of 13.7 million. Now, to me, I immediately thought modest, very modest.
In 1987.
Yeah. I know, in 1987.
Very modest.
Yeah, very modest.
Because we've covered films around that time, and they're like triple that.
Yeah. Much further. I mean, obviously, compared to the absolute fucking whopping budgets of things nowadays, it's nothing. But even in the mid to late 80s, it's still
low budget
film. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Is this its gross that we know of is 53 million USD.
But that doesn't paint a picture.
Doesn't paint a picture, because the figures during its original release worldwide were never released to include let me try and get it out.
Include
internationals. Those are only the North American figures, and for its initial release, worldwide figures have never been released. Strange.
Weird.
Fucking
weird.
I mean, I was sat racking my brain thinking, but why? But why? And I genuinely can't think of a reason.
And it was released by MGM as well, so at the time...
I know, so... Yeah, MGM, like, they would have had a worldwide presence.
A studio, make films, you know what I mean? Like every other one, and weird. Didn't get that.
I just said, yeah.
But always regarded as a monster hit, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Monster hit.
yeah, big hit. But I mean, unlike normally we'd dive into those numbers, but I think because 53 million in the US domestic, yeah, all right, fine.
From a budget of 13.
From a budget of 13 million, all right.
Again, it's 4 times the budget, let's say.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But it made loads more money than that. That is not the true figure, even in its original run.
Weird.
Because they've released the figures that are... I've not written down because it's not particularly relevant, but I know they released the figures for re-releases and ancillary media worldwide, so I just cannot, for the life of me, understand why they've done it. Because it's not that they don't have it, it's just they were never released.
Weird.
Were it a bomb? It can't have been a bomb.
Mate, no, it was, even at the time, it was a hit. 4 times its budget. Just for North America.
No, I know, just for North America.
Right, so again, let's go... Let's say it made another 50, because we've let's say
it has been
it would have
about
been
half and half.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking it's got to be roughly around that figure for the rest of the world.
Yeah, I do just think that's fascinating now. Like what's up, Orion?
Weird. That's the figure. Weird? That's it. No more info.
Yeah. NA. Boo.
Weird. So, yeah, like you say, Matt, there, Orion Pictures produced it. Directed by a gentleman called, a very interesting guy, Paul Verhoeven. Interesting filmography, this guy. He's made a lot of gritty films. He's Dutch in his own land. Very gritty films.
You can tell with the name. If you
and I'm telling you what, he likes an erotic... sci-fi.
Yeah.
His filmography includes Showgirls, the notorious
Showgirls. What a bomb. Have you ever seen Showgirls?
Yeah, mad. Crazy
mental film. Different places. It's weird film. Mental film.
He did Starship Troopers. Great film.
Great film.
Hollow Man. I didn't... Do you know...
Yeah.
Hollow Man?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Total Recall.
Basic Instinct.
Yeah, with and what's his face?
Douglas.
Yeah, Michael Douglas. I like Michael Douglas.
Well, yeah, you did watch.
Yes, I did watch. I did watch Romance in the Stone earlier in this week, but yeah,
interesting director.
I think this is his first sort of like Western, not Western because Holland's in the West.
He's shot an international picture.
Yeah, English speaking. This is his first big. Yeah. English speaking pick, innit? Yeah,
it is. Written by a guy called Ed Numia. He not done much, but wrote Robocop 2, wrote Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
And a guy called Michael Minor.
I like it. Troopers.
It's got a lot of similar themes in terms of.
It makes sense.
Yes.
Now I didn't know. I hadn't put 2 and 2 together. That I know Starship Troopers were a book. Interesting book to talk about, incidentally. It's
wildly different than
yeah. But I didn't put 2 and 2 together that the same guy directed these two films.
No, you wouldn't put each film is made.
But now that I know, I'm like, no, I can see it now. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
The sort of sci-fi, military, you know what I mean?
Yes. Themes of corporation and
which will...
Yes, we can get onto that.
We'll get there.
Right, so, the cinematographer by a gentleman called Jost Vacano. Now, I've got stuff to say about the cinematography later on. He was the cinematographer on Das Boot, which is a really famous German language war film. Mm-hmm. Total Recall. Never Ending Story.
Yeah!
Never Ending Story!
It's got presumably a German fella then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edited by again. I've got stuff to say about the editing. A gentleman called Frank Erosta edited this. He also edited Die Hard.
Did he?
He did.
It's a long while since.
And again, I've got stuff made interesting. We'll get onto it. And he edited Total Recall and Cliffhanger, so he knows. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. In terms of the editing, I think the editing in this film is fantastic.
Okay.
I think each shot and the length of each shot gives you exactly what you need to see.
Yeah, perfect. The correct amount of information.
That's all and it's gone.
Do you know what I mean?
Mate,
there you go.
Very.
What have they done? What have they done there? Have they shown and not just told us things? Mate.
high praise for the editing.
Yeah.
Also, major high praise for the score.
Yes.
Fucking mate. This score is fucking amazing.
It's a really good score.
The gentleman who created this amazing fucking score is called Basil Polidouris. And not also did he do the score to this amazing film, but he did a score to another amazing film called Conan the Barbarian.
I've never seen Conan the Barbarian. I'm sorry, I haven't seen Conan.
Shit, you. And he did Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze. Great film. And The Hunt for Red October.
Did it? Yes!
So, you should have seen Mark's face there. His little face.
I fucking love that film.
Great film.
Hunt for Red October.
Great film.
Yeah.
Great
10
film.
out of 10.
10 100%.
10 hang on. No, we might do a review on that one day. Mate. That's not my review.
No, that's not a review
that's
right
not
now.
My number.
But we have to, and we've mentioned this on the show before, guys.
Yeah.
We've got a soft spot for Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
Great
we
film.
do. Great film.
Top.
Oh, well, it's sort of because I like the music in that as well.
Yeah, because he did it.
Same guy.
Mate, but the score in this film.
Yeah.
Mate, that's the Robo theme. Wow.
There's just one thing, but I'm going to get it out of the way now because I don't want it to be in maybe a negative later because I don't know whether...
Okay.
I think with... The sound effects occasionally drowned out the score, but I don't know whether that was just the version that I was watching, if you know what I mean.
How did you watch it?
On the telly. Like...
You fucking prick. What? Alright, Alex.
No, whatever the version was on Amazon Prime.
Just say fucking Amazon then.
Well, I know. Yeah, on Amazon.
Right, alright. The sound mix on that,
the mix on it, poor.
Well, this is the thing. I watched it on Blu-ray, and in the Blu-ray version, it has the original theatrical... Getting a bit technical here, guys. We'll move on. I'll be really quick with this. And it's a 4.0 soundtrack, so that means you've got a front left-right channel and a side left and right channel, which is the original theatrical soundtrack. Okay. And a lot of films...
But, I didn't
find that at all.
Right. Well, that's fine. That's why I'm saying it now because I wrote down.
You'll have to watch, mate. If you watched it in there, I've got a home theatre set up anyway.
Yeah.
So, mate, you'd hear it properly in there.
But that's why I thought I'd ask you now. Did you find that? No. Right. Good. No. Because it's not a reflection on the score. The score is brilliant, fantastic. But yeah.
But no, mate, it must be... And you're listening through a stereo...
So if you're listening,
TV,
Amazon...
you see, mine's...
But if you're listening, Amazon...
Mine was I was throwing it on, literally the pure... it was in 4.1. Anyway. So, another great thing on top of this is the special effects.
Yeah, that's it.
Mate, that Robocop design... Tippy top, for the time, practical. And the guy that created it is called Rob Bottin. Super famous special effects guy. He works on Star Wars, the original. He did. I mean, you've not seen it. The Thing, the John Carpenter from the 80s.
No, I
know. Practical effects master. In a Space, the Spielberg thing with Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah,
where he goes in the body. And Seven.
And Seven.
See links to the show. Why do we all? What is what? It's mad.
I don't know, but we do always end up with these mad links, don't we?
And this is they never plan like that. We just pick films.
Yeah, we literally just pick
films off our master list that we've exhausted now from when we originally started.
Yeah.
And so he did all. He was responsible for all the Robocop makeup. Amazing, by the way.
Mate, we'll come on to that.
But a guy called Phil Tippett, who's a very well-known stop-motion animator, he was originally hired on Jurassic Park to do the stop-motion, but then he went CG and practical, called Phil Tippett. Really famous guy. And he did all the Ed 209 stuff.
Yeah. Really, again, we'll come on to it, but really interesting.
Yes.
Really, really interesting.
Cast, let's go to the cast.
Yes, let's go to the cast. Well, before you do, because I'd literally said to you, I was perfectly honest with you, and I was like, I didn't recognise particularly anyone from anything else. Do you know what I mean?
Apart from Kurtwood Smith, who plays Clarence Bodico, he was the dad in that 70s show.
He was the dad in that 70s show. But I just wanted to put that out there, like from the off.
I think if you're quite familiar with genre cinema and genre TV of the mid 80s to the mid 90s, you would have seen these actors in other things. Again, like I said to you, I think it's the genre of films maybe was just a bit outside your wheelhouse. But even
so what we got?
So anyway, Robocop.
Yeah, playing Robocop.
Played Alex Murphy. Played by Peter Weller. Obviously, he's been in Robocop 2. Not in the third one. He swerved it. Swerved it. It's where he flies.
Yeah, he'd looked at that and gone,
not for me, this.
Not for me. We'll put that to one side.
He was in a really other interesting cult film called Buckaroo Banzai.
Well, weren't he in that before this?
Yes. And he was in David Lynch's book adaptation called Naked Lunch. And he's not done anything for years.
No.
And he didn't do anything. He wasn't a star at the time. This didn't necessarily make him a star. And I think that was from the interviews I've seen with him, by his choice.
Oh, right.
He was not interested in being a film star. I just want to act.
Yeah.
I think he swerved the whole don't want to be famous.
Yeah, he swerved the celebrity aspect.
Yeah. So Nancy Allen plays Anne Lewis, his partner. Great actress.
Yeah.
He'd been in loads and loads of films. She was in the original Carrie, the horror. Obviously, Robocop 2 and 3. Carrie, she plays John Travolta's... Not John Travolta, no.
One of Bullies?
Yes.
Yeah, she plays one of... Yes, she does. I do recognise her from somewhere. Go on, work.
Carrie. She was in Poltergeist 3. And she also starred in a really good film directed by Brian De Palma, starring John Travolta again, called Blowout, and John Lithgow's in it. Mate, really, it's a thriller in the vein of Italian cinema from the 70s. Big fan.
Yeah.
A lot of Brian De Palma's early films are like that. Anyway, so now this is interesting. The character's name is Old Man.
Yeah, they never named him. Old Man.
Weird.
Old Man. He's the CEO. Is like the boss man.
Yeah, they never mentioned his name. And even in the credits.
Yeah,
he was in Twin Peaks. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween 3, which is not your bag, mate. Which didn't have Michael Myers, nothing to do with the other Halloween films. And The Last Starfighter.
No, not seen it.
Really good.
Okay.
Proper 80s cult-y type thing.
All right, go on.
Ronnie Cox plays the one of the big bads, Dick Jones. And he was in Beverly Hills Cop 1 and Beverly Hills Cop 2. Two different characters.
Oh, yeah. Two different characters.
He's in Total Recall. He's like the bad guy in Total Recall. Obviously, Clarence Bodico, the big nasty bastard, played by Kurtwood Smith. He's been in a lot of TV stuff, bits and bobs, but that 70s show is his most high-profile thing.
Bit mental in this. I like mental.
Amazing.
Yeah. Genuinely mental.
I'm like,
I like it.
If I've got a villain, I'm like, is Kurtwood Smith free?
Yeah.
And then the other kind of main member of cast is Miguel Ferrero, really famous actor, has been in shitloads of stuff. He plays Bob Morton. He was in Twin Peaks. He was a proper member of cast in Twin Peaks. He was in The Stand, the original TV series. He's George Clooney's cousin.
Is he?
Facts.
Yeah.
We're just throwing him out of facts.
Spitting bare facts there for you. Right. Is he George Clooney's cousin?
Facts, mate. I was like, that's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
So, talking about fun facts, tell us some fun facts.
All right. Well, fun facts. Few fun facts. For one, related to the cast, Paul Weller... Peter Weller. Did I put Paul Weller?
Yeah, the singer. He's in the Jam.
It's in the Jam. Yeah, Peter Weller.
Town Called Malice.
besides his obvious talents for acting, he was mainly chosen because he could fit in the suit.
Yeah.
He could fit in the suit
100%.
because they were shopping round. They wanted a Schwarzenegger type. As a matter of fact, I think they initially wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
To do it.
That is, I don't know how true.
I don't know.
Is.
Yeah, but there's cold hard rumor that they want.
And we'll have that.
Yeah, and we'll have for the show
for fun facts.
Yeah,
that's the type of fun facts we have.
Yeah, it's cold hard rumor that they wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not to say, and if they did ask him, he was just like, no.
No.
Yeah, no.
I want to be the governor.
The script had been sent to many, many, many studios, and they just
no one wanted to
rejected it out of hand. Turned it down many times. The title,
even the title, they were like
was
stupid film.
The title was cited many times as the thing that put people off because people, certain studios thought that just the title sounded childish. It sounded like a nothing to copper. That's a robot. Shut up. Yeah, most people didn't even read it. They were just like Robocop now.
Even
yes,
even Paul Verhoeven read it and nearly fucked it up.
Verhoeven discarded the script without properly reading it, and it was his wife.
True story.
Who read, yeah. That is
cold
a fun
hard
fact.
truth.
Yeah, that is cold hard fucking happened.
Yeah.
Is that
I've seen interviews where he's actually said
and
that.
convinced him there was more substance to the plot.
Which
there absolutely is.
There is two sides to this film. Yeah,
we will come on to theming and the like.
I filmed in Dallas, not Detroit.
Yeah. And filmed in Dallas, yeah, I've got that as a fun fact. Not shot in Detroit, filmed in Dallas because the buildings were thought to be rather futuristic.
Works.
Yeah, it definitely works. It definitely works. I'll come on to some. I'll not say what I was going to say. Right. Then I'll hold it back. Orion saw potential when they had the script, as they had success with this sort of film before.
Yeah, they had.
Terminator, isn't it?
Yeah,
really.
Terminator,
they thought the film sat in a similar wheelhouse as the Terminator.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which it's very clear when you're thinking about it. Yeah, it's a different film, but we're in the same wheelhouse. We're in the same wheelhouse, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, as well, fun fact, and the original trailer for Robocop that was shown quite possibly in either in theatres, well, maybe in at
the
home.
Original teaser.
Yeah. Featured music from the Terminator.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's
mental. That yeah, mental. That
because they didn't have the score ready. The score
weren't ready for it, so it even had music from the Terminator in it.
It took 10 hours a day to put that on him.
Yes, that was my next fact.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And not only did it take 10 hours to put him, he couldn't move the way that he had practiced.
That's why Robocop moves the way he does.
And I think that's super interesting because I genuinely always thought that was an acting choice, and I was like, that's cool.
Adaption.
The way that but that's just simply is like, all right, I can't do what I'd practice because what he'd practice were a much quicker, not necessarily more fluid movements,
more flexible,
but more flexible. And this, it's very stiff, but I think that it works.
Yeah, and I think the style that he moves in that suit, it's very balletic, very purposeful.
Yes, he moves with purpose, and I like that for a machine.
Almost like a fencing match.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. He moves with constant purpose because obviously he's part man, part machine. A machine does a thing with purpose, doesn't it? It doesn't hesitate about it. It's like I'm going there, and I like that he moves with purpose and he moves with. I like how stiff he is.
Yes,
do you know
he
what
moves
I mean?
how it should move.
Yeah, and
do you know? And I think, and I've even wrote this in one of my notes. I actually said I think it's the it's the best depiction of a human, a
cyborg
ever.
Yes,
before
I
or
think
since.
so. Yeah,
because of his
it
performance,
still stands as the pinnacle
100%
cyborg character. Because too many of them, I think. Well, not too many. It's a choice, but many cyborg films just cop out and just make him
like
human.
the Terminator.
Yeah, the Terminator just cops out and it's just a human in it, and it moves like a human. And
but he embodied that is the pinnacle. There's nothing like it.
And I just think that's interesting because whenever I've watched this film, I've always thought to myself, oh, never really looked into it, and I've just thought, isn't it cool that he moves like that? He's a good actor, isn't he? Isn't he a good actor? No, he is a good actor because
you were right.
Like a problem has occurred, and he's gone. Oh right.
I have to walk like this, and I can't walk like that.
Yeah. So how does that now work? And it's slow and purposeful.
Yeah.
And I like it. Tippy top is that. That's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. So, kind of just to summarise the film in a plot, in a synopsis.
Give him a plot synopsis.
Right, so Robocop centres on police officer Alex Murtha, played by Peter Weller, who is murdered by a gang of criminals and subsequently revived by a mega corporation called Omni Consumer Products, which is referred to as OCP, as the cyborg law enforcer Robocop. Unaware of his former life, Robocop executes a campaign against crime while coming to terms with the lingering fragments of his humanity.
Yeah.
I think that's
that's quite a good summary of the plot. That,
but like I was saying, for me, it's a film of two halves because I think you can get a bag of popcorn, get a fucking pizza on the go, stick this on, and literally a little over an hour and a half, you've gone. What a great, fun, entertaining film. Mm-hmm. But the other half for it has got deep meaning and messages and themes.
Here's the thing. Normally, we'd just go straight into what we think about a film, but I've wrote a specific.
It's important that
thing that
we discuss.
You discuss the theming of this film, because I think this is one of the things that attracted Verhoeven once his missus had told him, no, actually fucking read it, you dick.
And what's interesting is how that was on the page and it comes to screen.
He was very he's as far as I know from what I researched, he was a religious person, and he was interested. The thing that initially sparked him and why his missus knew she'd like it is because he's almost like a resurrected saviour character.
Exactly.
He does, and he likes that. Like, he dies and he rises again to...
The question it poses is...
it's not cliche, listeners.
Not at all.
Jesus
but again, because it's got the deep, but on the surface of it, it's just an... See, I have always seen this film as you can look at it two ways.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, the question of what humanity, what is it like to be human? How much is he left? How much of him is there in the machine?
It's literally asking you what is human, what defines a human. Is it merely the fact that you are a flesh and blood sack of existing thing, or is it your emotions, what you feel about people, and what your code is as well? I think that's important, like, because that literally links into his prime directives. What are his personal honor code, and how does that link to those programmed into him prime directives?
Serve and protect the innocent, uphold the law.
And then the secret one.
Classified, it says at the beginning. Classified.
Yeah. And I think it's very important. And there are other themes in it as well of
corporate greed and corruption.
Corruption, very prevalent in the 80s, particularly if you lived in Britain.
Reaganomics in America.
Reaganomics and Thatcherism over here. Like, it's very similar. There's themes of
Corporate
privatization.
power.
There's themes of privatization.
The police,
The
Delta
police.
City, they want to control. They want to control everything's a product.
Yeah.
Omni-consumer
And
products.
these are. If you think of what you think about nowadays politically, these are the consequences of the decisions made in the 80s that we're thinking about now. And this is talking about them when they were happening. Bearing in mind, Reagan's in his absolute heyday. Mrs. Thatcher will go on to win another landslide later that year in 1987. These are real themes. These are the political hot topics of the day.
And to add to that, with the adverts for the heart, the mechanical heart, the SUX, the 6000, SUX, the car, the nuke game, consumerism.
Yeah, it's
the
literally
news,
all there.
You know, the news, it's like we're showing you the most horrific things you can see, but with a fucking smile
on your face. I really liked the news.
So satirical.
Very satirical. Very
super satirical.
But I liked them. How... Just the juxtaposition. Okay, today on the news that almost
it was holding a mirror
sweet.
up. It holds a mirror up to America at that point in time to go look what it could be.
And here's another thing. All right, we're doing the things that we like now.
We've segued into it. Come on.
But basically, to wrap that up, there are themes. Good.
Super interesting film.
Yeah.
In terms of how deep you can go with it.
Yeah, you can literally think constantly about it. But one thing that I really like about the film is its near futurism.
It's set in the
80s.
I was trying to think of the word to summarise and give people. I know what you mean.
It's in your
future
near
now.
future. Yeah, it's future now.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really do like watching it now, it's near future now then.
Yeah.
Like that's a bit of cognitive dissonance is that nowadays.
It is, you're right, correct.
But what I think's great about it, and it would have been great at the time, but even greater now, is how it's the near future to the late 80s, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They'd be like, if we continue pressing down this road...
This would be like it was like in 2010 and...
Yeah, and so to us as well, that's interesting to look about. I really enjoyed the look of this film, the overall look of this film.
Well, the thing is, it's, for me...
And that's what I was going to say about the Dallas, the future, the
architecture,
the architecture.
Thinking, that's futuristic.
That's futuristic.
Yeah.
But to us now, we look at that and go, that's old-fashioned, isn't it? But
you thought that's what it was going to be?
You thought that's what it was going to be. Cute.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that wasn't an intentional thing. I'm just saying now to listeners, if you watch it, you will find that I found it a very quaint and interesting look at what people were thinking about the 2000s in 1987.
In like 15 years time.
Yeah. Interesting. Super interesting.
But I think as well it's the colour palette on the film, it's very natural.
Yeah, it's very natural.
Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of natural light, hardly any artificial light in the shots.
Yeah. I like the
cinematography, I like it.
Yeah. We're not used to that as much nowadays.
No, again, because I think that's because of its low budget, shall we say, roots.
Well, yeah, you just we're shooting this outside.
Handheld.
Why?
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
No steady cams, and there's no long shots of the camera not moving. It's very up close.
I've put overall a fantastic visual design for the thing. Overall,
100%.
A small budget. Many of the sets when you can see landscapes, not landscapes, the map paintings, really good. Good. Until you really look, you don't know they're map paintings.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And that's a sign of a good one. Is that?
Well,
really,
it was at that time where map painting was the pinnacle. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have CGI.
No, I know, but
so he was spot on though.
Spot on.
You know, you was getting map paintings at that time where you couldn't tell. I think as well. I think the script is, and I can see this. The script is it's a B picture script that they filmed as an A. They treated it like an A picture.
Yeah, I've put the script and the screenplay tight overall. It's
mate. This film has some of I can't count how many quotable lines in this film that there is.
Like,
mate, this I'd buy that for $1. The guy on the dollar.
Yeah.
When he grabs the guy, mate, just a handful. Dead or alive, coming with me. You know, he says when another great, mate, he's full of great lines that where he goes to the club and grabs him by his head, let's talk, and he just drags him by his hair.
Great scene. Yeah.
And when he Robocop fucks up Clarence, he goes, look at my face, dick.
Yeah.
Mate, this film is just full of for me. Again, I'll get onto it, as you summarise the film, but this film has just so many quotable lines for me.
Yeah.
The script is great, snappy dialogue. Yeah,
I really enjoyed that aspect of it. That I didn't feel like any time was wasted in it, and you were saying that with the cinematography, but even the pacing in the script,
does not. I've wrote the pace. This film does not fuck about pacing wise.
No, bang, bang, bang. We literally moved from important scene to important scene.
It's constantly moving forward. This film constantly moving forward.
Literally every single film scene leads on to the next and tells you something about the thing. Yeah. We are doing screenplay 101, which is either move the plot forward or tell me something about the character. It's got to be one of the, for me, a good screenplay has got to be.
It's an hour and 40 minutes of that.
Of that, and they either move the story forward or build on a character, and usually they're doing both.
Yes,
right.
And talking about characters, mate, what a great cast.
Yeah. Literally,
the group of bad guys: Dick Jones, Clarence Boddicker.
I literally cannot particularly. You know how normally we go, even if we kind of liked it, we still go weakest part of the film. Even if we kind of liked it, I couldn't pick on anyone.
Mate,
do you know what I mean?
It's just a film full of great actors playing great roles in a great film.
I couldn't really pick on anyone.
You can't, mate. You can't. You can't. They all know what they're doing as well, mate. They all know what type of film they're in.
Like the guy playing Bob Martin.
Miguel Ferreira.
Yeah. He's the guy who comes up with the idea of Robocop.
It's his idea. Instead of Dick Jones.
I thought all the way through, I thought, what a dick, but you're supposed to think, what a dick, what an absolute frigging bellend.
Well, it's like, what's he called out of Die Hard?
Yeah, Hans Bubby. Yeah, it's very much that character, and he's very much giving that kind of cokehead.
Again,
late
80s stereotype in it, 80s twat.
Do you know what I mean?
Like that high-powered business guy.
Yeah, but everyone as well. I immediately thought slimy cunt all the way through. But
and his weasel mate, the black guy.
A little bit. He's like, twat. Yeah, brilliant idea. But
did you see at the end? Did you see what he does at the end?
What?
To Robocop when he kills. Spoiler alert. Anyway, you must have seen this film. You weirdly.
Yeah.
When he shoots Dick Jones out the window.
Oh yeah.
He goes out to Robocop.
Yeah.
I was like.
Twat?
Yeah. You're a twat. You're a twat. Whoever's winning,
yep, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
He gives Robocop the thumbs up after he's just shot someone out of a window.
Yeah. Who else is good? Nancy Allen.
Mate, they're all good.
Yeah. Right. What I really like about it, and screenwriters do pay fucking attention.
Listen,
she is a strong, independent woman. Do you know what I mean? and she gets
like a Destiny's Child.
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. No, but what I mean is she's
An equal.
yeah.
And he sees her as an equal from day one.
He never saves her. Yeah, she gets knocked out at some point, but he gets shot to shit. So
Brute, mate.
Brute, we'll get there. But she never once appears to me like a damsel in distress.
Never.
And I'm like, really like that, especially considering it was the 80s and early 90s, and it could have very easily have been. And no love. I'm in love with you. Subplot. Thank fuck. I'm sorry, but that would have ruined the film for me if they'd have forced that in. I'd have been like shit.
And you know what, as well, right? Again, I'll mention it before at the end of the show. But they do develop a strong team. They're a team. Even in number 2.
It's about the partners. You know what I mean? The partners.
Yeah, exactly. 100% partners.
The partners.
That's it, right? Correct.
This is like any cop film. It's you know what I mean? It's a fraternal. If they were two blokes, there'd be like a brotherly bond. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just because it's a man and a woman. Like people are like, is there a romance subplot?
Are we getting there? No, we're not.
No, we're not, because that's not the film that we're telling. And even at the end, you know what I mean? She gets her heroic moment as well. And I really like that as well.
When she shoots... He's called Ray Wise, that actor.
Yeah.
Carlos, I got him. Bang.
Bang. I got him. Do you fuck? And I really like that. I like that she gets her heroic moment as well. As a matter of fact, she gets the, next to final thing. She blows him up and then he stabs.
Yeah. So, again, she's giving as good as she gets.
Yeah.
And she's like you're saying, she's
really, really good. I think Peter Weller is really good when right from even when he's human, is, you know what I mean, in his full first part of it. Yeah.
Did you know though that here's a fun fact that I didn't say before. On set, the crew had to call him Robo or Robocop.
Did they?
Yeah. So so some crew members say, yeah, that's true. Some other crew members I've seen interviews with, and they went, I never called him that. I never heard anyone. So, cold hard rumour. But again, people from the cast I've seen interviews with, they've actually, actually told that story.
Weird. Yeah. Or is that some kind of method acting?
I believe that's what people saying he was, and then some people are like, he wasn't. So who knows the truth?
It's a bit bollocks, his method acting anyway. Sorry, but it's a bit. I'm living their life, their character. Oh, just shut the fuck up.
This is his most famous film.
Yeah,
by far.
But I really like it. What I really liked about him when he's getting shot to shit.
Brutal.
Right. Not only brutal, he acts it really well. Do you know what I mean? Acts it really well. It absolutely is.
Fuck me, the violence in this film. For even at the time, it was cut back because violent.
It is violence. It is violence, but at no point did I think this is violence for the sake of violence.
No.
At no point do I think that this is absolutely senseless violence. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's just it serves the story.
Yeah.
It's showing you everything that you need to see at that point in time. This film.
Yeah. It's making the point once again. It's visual storytelling doing it properly. Like this is violent. Yes, it is, because it's a very violent world that we're building here.
I think he went over the top violence because again, it was part of the theme of the thing.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Look at all the violence, and everyone was going on, especially in America, where they were like the Rambo films are violent, and it was all.
It was very of the time. I understand that. So, yeah,
excuse me.
I think it got away with it because one, it's very well done.
Yes.
And second of all, it's not it's not purposeless violence, and thirdly, it's very much in the wheelhouse of the time anyway. Like you were saying, of the Rambo and the Terminators and all your other big.
The slashers as well. Do you know what I mean? Everyone got on the back of them.
I think by the standards of now, it's pretty much par for the course. And
look, mate, it did 10 a penny now. And back then, mate, Mary Whitehouse would have shit a brick.
Yeah, should have got
clutched them pearls.
Clutched them. Should have ragged them off her neck. You know what I mean? She probably did over this film. But yeah, I think
there is there is brute, like you're saying, the murder of him, the melting man.
Oh yeah. Oh, but I bust out laughing when the melting man gets run over or knocked over by him, and
that was the one that they didn't. They were like, we can't have that. Yeah. You can't have that. But they were like, it's part of the film.
It's part of it.
But they let it go. That was the compromise. They went, well, we'll cut down all that. Can we have that? And they went, oh, all right
then. Go on then.
But splatters.
It's splatters.
Great.
He said flies up.
I know you might. You see, go boom.
You say you might as well go boing. The thing really good. And I laughed. So, but even through the violence, there's humour in the violence, if you know what I mean. So there's that scene. And you know the scene where they get the big, I forgot the name of the big robot, you know, the big stop motion robot.
S03.
Yeah, when he shoots the
amazing
design.
Fucking hell, iconic, mate. You know.
Oh, and absolutely flawless stop motion work. I mean, I know it's that guy.
I mean, right. Listen, all right. So what? Can you tell it's stop motion? Is it smooth as the stuff today? No, but.
Of course you can tell it's stop motion now, but you're supposed
it's the tippy toppy of stop motion.
Yeah, and well, it's the 80s. There wasn't really CGI to speak of. Do you know what I mean?
And I think. Do you know what? And it doesn't distract from anything.
There's loads of little fun touches, like at the end when he's blown the top off.
Yeah, when he shoots with a big fucking that cannon
thing.
And then
it falls over and its foot's twitching.
Yeah.
Its foot's just there twitching and you're like, oh, fun, nice little touch. And when it falls down the stairs.
Oh, and it's chasing him.
When
he goes to arrest Dick Jones and...
Slightly funny, slightly comedic.
Yeah.
Cartoon it. Do you know what I mean? And I think...
Good sequence. Mate, this film's full of good sequences.
Yeah. And some really affecting shots, you know, where all the coppers are shooting fuck out of him, and he's there
just
limping
taking it,
away,
he's
taking away, and he's sort of crawling away. I was very affected by that. I was there
because then you feel sorry for him. Then
genuinely sorry for him.
You feel that you want him to be the hero.
Yeah,
you're on his journey. You're like, I'm with you there.
Yeah, really good. Genuinely, in this particular film, I'm finding it difficult to find any negatives. Really,
I mean, okay. So I think some of the special effects in terms of like S03, show their age. I'm not having a dig. It's an observation.
No, but this
it's an observation. Okay, for people going into it.
The film's 37 years old now. It's going to show it. I've put that down as a negative, but I don't really think we can really say that as a negative. It's like someone saying a film from the 40s, I don't like it because it's black and white.
What?
Do you know what I mean?
Bollocks, wanko, move on.
Do you know what I mean?
Or it's got subtitles, or it's not.
I just of course it's
I've
from
noticed
1987.
I'm really being nitpicky here. Right, but there's one thing that I noticed. So immediately after the unveiling was Robocop, right, and he's shooting. The first time you see him is when he's shooting his gun down the shooting range at the fucking police station, and he puts his gun away in his leg. You know the thing where his leg opens up, right, and that's even. And then she goes, "It's murder."
Yeah, and I think how did she? Yeah, all right, yeah. So he does the
because he did that, but I'm like, well, actually. We're Robocop only starts having a bit more of a subconscious of just before he died, because that's what he has. He has a dream basically of him being shot by Clarence Bodycop. But does that mean before that point it was already there? Immediately.
Yeah.
That's the only That's the only half criticism I've got of it.
It's the only
that thing.
It's the only touching criticism I've got, that her realizing that it's Murphy was, I'm not going to say rushed, but
yes.
As compared
it was
to
quick.
Yeah, it's just like, it's Murphy, and it did make me go, how do you know that?
How interesting that we both said the same scene.
It is literally.
Out of the whole film, I've gone a bit too quick already. So right, so he's already stuff there going on in his mind already.
Yeah.
Immediately. Which I know this film don't fuck about with pacing.
No,
but that scene, he did it.
That is slightly the downside of having tight pacing. Occasionally, one or two things do get a little rushed. Fine. It is the pivotal relationship of the film, though.
But again, I think this is the nature of the script and the way he filmed it, and the way it was filmed. We're only, apart from that scene again. We've gone now. The train's left the station. The track is getting laid.
Even that scene, which I suppose we are sort of saying from the story's perspective might be the weakest scene. Even that scene is imparting to us important information.
Because that's what makes her question him again.
Yeah.
To go, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
Like I know who you are. Do you?
Yeah.
All right, I get it. If that's the payoff, that's the next thing.
It's the plant for the payoff later.
But at that moment in time in the film,
it's just a little bit muddled in how. But that one plant has that plant hasn't grown perfectly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But fine. Rest of them work out.
No complaints at all.
Yeah, rest of them work out stunningly.
And the only other thing is when Dick Jones falls out the window. How long is his arms? It's that
puppet they throw out the window.
But that's notorious as being worst
shot in the film.
Yeah,
worst shot in the film.
But the beginning's interesting. Cold opening, bang titles were in the film again.
Oh yeah.
Just leaves
I like a cold opening.
Yeah, bang.
Bang. We're off
straight away.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I do just like it. Yeah.
And even at the end, it's just
something.
Bang, end of the film, bang, 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 bang. Here's your titles. Looking out. Again, it's
tight. It's tight.
It uses, like I said to you at the beginning of the show, I think it uses every minute of its 140-minute runtime to give us everything we're ever going to need to know about that world and these characters.
Yeah.
Again.
I think I just want to point
great
out
that end sequence, mate. Fucking great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But he does kill them really quickly, though.
He does kill them really quickly. But it's good.
No. He's just like bang, bang, bang. I've got you now. I've got you in my.
Yeah.
You've come to get me, and I'm going to hug.
He even once. Where we were on about the Jesus theme. There's even a shot of him walking. He's walking on water. Yeah. So it's not there, listeners.
Yeah. It's full of interesting themes.
I think quick shout out to the makeup work. That's
what I'm saying, mate. Yeah. Rob Bottin, amazing.
Yeah.
Practical
has to be proper practical effects. Is these like the actual detail of Robocop himself.
Great.
Stunning.
This is what I'm saying, mate. Even now, looking back, like you say, nearly 40 years ago, it still holds up. And do you know what annoys me about the suit? People think it's silver. It's not. It's iridescent. You notice that?
Yeah.
When it catches the light, it's like oily iridescent.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
So before we kind of move on to summarising and give it some scores and stuff. Favorite, mate. A fucking absolutely tippy-toppy way, mate. If you're going to end a film, you end a film by someone saying, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
And your reply is,
Murphy.
There you go.
Yeah. Murphy. Because I
Love
thought
it,
for a
love
minute,
it.
yeah,
Love it.
yeah,
Love it.
It is
Because
really
there's
good.
the arc, complete bang.
Yeah,
complete.
he's back to it.
Yeah.
He's found himself again. That's basically been his journey.
And like you say, he's the
journey
man
of
that became a machine that became
him
a
a
man.
man again. Yeah. Oh, and linking into that, I like how his voice is very robotic when he's fully
Yeah.
Robocop,
Yeah.
and then at the end it's Murphy's voice back.
Yeah.
It's just the actor's voice, Peter Weller's.
I will contact
to
domestic violence. She only shoots the guys in the bar.
Oh yeah, through the
mate, that was like improv on the day because he was meant
Really?
to shoot him in the head,
Oh, okay, but
and then he went,
well, I
"What
shoot
be
him in
only
the
funny?
dick.
Or do you want me really funny?
Yeah,
if you shoot him in his dick, you shoot him in the dick."
So yeah,
Summarizations.
yeah. So go on, you can go this time, Kristen.
Right, so this film is one of those films that has a very, very special place in terms of my film viewing ever since I was a kid. I remember watching this at my grandparents' house. Fuck knows how old I was. Watching it on VHS and just being blown away. Being blown away, and again, it's one of those, a bit like Ghostbusters, where I'll never forget the first time I seen it because I didn't, you know what I mean, and it's never that that'll never go away. It's one of the films that got me into films, into being interested in films, and what's that, and what's this, and open doors for curiosity to eventually, have a great love of cinema in general. And not only that, but it's one of those films for me where the replay value, that'll never go away either.
No,
it'll always have a place in a collection.
It's a uniquely watchable film, is this?
And I'm a huge fan. I always have been, as you can probably tell. And I just think it's and one of these great films from the 80s where I don't think not only was it one of the best sci-fi, it's not only one of the best sci-fi films / action films ever made, but I actually genuinely think it's probably one of the best films ever made in some. I don't mean top 5, top 10. But I mean, in terms of
on the list somewhere.
On the list has to be. Even one of the best films of the 80s. Let's narrow it down.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the top 10 films of the 80s. Has to be because it's just look at the legacy. It's created a franchise. There's another
an
two.
Entire franchise. Yeah.
An animated series, multiple live action TV shows, computer games, comic books, toys, clothing. And even a remake. So if this isn't one of the films where you think, why are they doing Robocop? Because this is another film that shows of an example of a cult film where it has mass wide appeal, but a huge enough following to keep it going.
Yeah, no, I recognise that.
And is that not?
Is that not
a
great
culty film? So. Not to take up all the time, mate, for the rest of the show, but yeah, I'm giving it 10/10.
You giving it a 10?
I'm giving it a 10, 100%.
Okay. All right. Right. I'm not gonna. I'll just say it for again. I'm not gonna give it a 10 because I don't think they exist. To me, as far as I understand it, a 10 is a perfect film. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's perfect. I'll give 10s. Right. But I do think it is a great film, is this. For one, I really enjoyed my time with it. I really enjoyed revisiting it. I haven't watched it in I'd say about 5 or 6 years.
Wow, okay.
So it's been
I probably watched it in the last year before I watched it for the show.
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time. But I really enjoyed the time that I spent with it. I enjoyed, like what you were on about, the sort of duality of it, that you could watch it in either capacity of I just want a film on.
Yeah.
And that's there, and you're like, oh,
Entertain
look,
me.
Robocop, you know what I mean? Give me my popcorn film. Or you can really think about what is he trying to say with this? What is he
and
trying
enjoy
to,
it on a whole different level.
Yeah, and I really like that. I really like the how the screenplay is structured and how the script's structured, rather. It's pacey all the way through. No time's wasted. I like all the characters. I've got, like, I don't really see that there's anything that any punter watching a film can not like. All right, violence, but grow up. Do you know what I mean? So I think I would hate, because like a film like this isn't necessarily my wheelhouse all the time. Like I don't always go for this sort of film. So I was havering with an 8.
Okay.
To give it,
right,
which I don't think so unfair at all. But I think, having listened to you, talked about it, watched it, I do think I'm probably going to give it a 9.
Fair play.
Do you know what I mean? I do think that I'll get. Yeah, it's a great film, and it's fun to. It's fun to watch, but it also makes you think, and you can't ever say better than a film that you had fun with, but also turned your brain on a little bit and made you go, oh, all right, that's fun. That's an interesting thing that you did there. Oh, right.
So, guys.
So, yeah.
That's our review of Robocop from 1987.
So go watch Robocop as if you haven't before.
So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the show, guys, just as much as we enjoyed making it.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
So tune in for...
tune in and watch out.
Yeah, as always. And we've got more for you for the rest of the year, what's left of it, and lots for you in the new year.
And remember, if someone asks you what's your name, what do you say, Mark?
Murphy.